Hi, I'm Criff,
And I'm Salamander.
and this is the State of the Mist podcast, and we're here to bring you an update on all things World vs. World.
Yeah, welcome back, everyone, and welcome new listeners.
Yes, we got a bunch of good stuff. This is probably the time that's had the most World vs. World updates in years, honestly.
Yeah, lots of updates and lots of new faces, too.
Yeah, good to see.
Yeah, always good to see.
All right, so what's the first big change on our radar then?
Mm, I guess we can go into going back over the rewards. The weeklies hit, and there are a few things that were given to us and taken away to readjust.
Right. We talked about the weeklies last time. Now we've had some time to kind of see how they kick in and affect gameplay. And yeah, so it's still the same weekly stuff that we're getting. Quests, is it week or rewards? I don't know. It's weekly something, but
Weekly achievements, I think.
weekly achievements. Yeah,
Yeah.
I never chase achievements, so I forget the word exists. But yeah, weekly achievements. So it's still all offensive. Capture keeps, capture towers, capture SM,
Yeah.
camps, and ruins.
I don't think they change, and it's kind of good, I guess. You know what to expect, and one week won't be any harder than the next. Besides, maybe changes in who you're fighting against.
Yeah, yeah, and they did say they placed the reset of the weeklies on Mondays specifically. So if you're in a bad matchup, you have a chance for another matchup to kind of get your weeklies done. If you're
Yeah,
in one of those situations where there's no way you're going to cap SM.
yeah. Oh, yeah. That makes sense. That's good. I didn't even catch that.
Yeah, I like them. It's really kind of seeming to drive gameplay outwards. Like people are having different goals, and they know they need stuff to get done versus just wandering aimlessly and doing whatever the tag does. And even the tag has more of a goal now.
Yeah, and I've seen SMC flip way more frequently than before. I don't know if like it's just me noticing it now that I'm on EBG more, but even before when I'd roam on the Borderlands, I'd look and check in on EBG and it would always seem the same. Very one sided.
Yeah. People fall into kind of path of least resistance and what they're good at, and fighting against a bunch of siege and roamers is normally not it. So
Yeah.
once
Yeah.
that gets defended, people are like, I'm gonna do something else. But no, it's good. Having incentive to do hard things is great. It drives conflict and it makes more exciting fights. Like I don't or hadn't really been an EB enjoyer much, but Tuesday we went there on our guild run, and man, it was fun. Like it was a tiered up defended SM, and we were in there fighting over it against both other sides, back and forth for quite a while till we finally took it like 2 minutes before the end of our run. So people were cheering. It was really great.
That sounds awesome. Yeah, I've been in several fights this week alone, just like logging on and seeing two sets of OJs in SMC, tier 2 or tier 3 SMC. And these fights last a while, one team wipes, has time to respawn while the other teams duke it out.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the other big change besides the weeklies is the more recent one of the scaled rewards.
Oh yeah.
That's really, I think, driving a lot of action too, because that's directly visible. You immediately get more rewards for capping harder things.
Oh yeah. There are like several tiers and they increase the amount of rewards you get for the higher tiers, and you can really see it. I see when you do basic things like repairing a tower or a keep. I'm starting to see the rewards that you get just for that. You get a little bit of materials and some world experience.
Occasionally, you get skirmish tickets too, if it's a hard enough capture. If it's like tier 2, tier 3, if there's a lot of fights. I mean, a few of them I have gotten tickets.
Oh, that makes sense. I was wondering where I was getting like more from, because usually I'm maxed out and then I'll see my tickets go up a few.
Yeah, I wish the scaling rewards, like there was a chart or it was a bit more visible as to what you have to do and what you get, but they definitely made it harder to get the gold tier rewards. but they're also much better, so it kind of makes sense.
Yeah. The only issue I have with that, I think, is I play a support pretty frequently. And say I'm on Heal Tempest, uh, either defending or attacking a keep or tower. I see myself getting bronze and silver like all the time. I have to, if it's defending, then I have to make sure I find time to dump a bunch of supply into the walls or gates just to get the participation. But if I'm attacking, then 90% of the time I'll get bronze or silver. And it's kind of rough playing as support. I wish there was a little more incentive. Like, it's already hard enough during fights where, you know, I will support my team while they're fighting. And I will tag enemies, but it doesn't deal enough damage, I guess, to count as an assist, because when I see a down and I'll start hitting it and the down secured by another another person in the squad, I won't see that experience thing pop up that says, like, you gained 40 world experience. And when that happens, you won't see on the right side of the screen, you got a bag or unidentified whatever.
Yeah, some threshold of damage you have to do throughout the fight to get the full credit. Yeah.
Yeah. And like, I understand, but it would be nice if um maybe granting boons to your allies or healing them kind of adds to your participation in the kill. I don't know how difficult that would be, so it might be a lot more difficult than, just me spouting it out.
Yeah, I think so. Support's always kind of been a thankless job,
Yeah.
but they are talking about putting in some defensive events in the weekly, so maybe they can do it. They just kind of got to figure it out still.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I always like encouraging the damage players to send those bags to their support. That's kind of the only way we can even it out, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I try to balance my time between the two also. If I'm roaming, I try not to roam on support. I do sometimes, but I'll bring like a power chrono or something, just to have the utility, but also get a few bags in the process.
Yeah, yeah. Roaming's a different game now. I really haven't put a lot of time in lately.
Yeah, I'm not that great at it. I just run, and if there's a fight, I try to get and secure downs pretty much, and
Just tag
repair
everything.
stuff. Yeah.
I think there's a certain learned play style for getting bags as a support, like, and it probably drives people into suboptimal behavior. But I mean, as a Tempest or a Guardian, you just kind of put your larger skills out there when you got a chance. Your staff symbol on Guardian. You're just throwing it on people or guards or whatever.
Okay.
Or Ellie could swap out and put out a random meteor shower or something, even if it's not needed, just to get the credit.
Yeah. And meteor showers do work as a good deterrent. So if you're trying to reposition the enemy, I guess, in a way, uh meteor showers do kind of work that way.
Yeah, any larger skill.
Yeah.
Yeah, the rewards, the launch was actually messy. Messy for A Night, it was good for us. But
Yeah. Man, I wish I played during that.
the day of launch, I think it was the 14th, they put it out with the usual patch, and it was glorious. Man, it was so overtuned that we were getting so many extra rewards. It was not even funny. They had to just shut it down, turn off scaling, and redo it.
Yeah, I heard you guys were getting like um material bags with tier 6 crafting materials and like just a ton of experience.
Yeah, people were saying they were getting a level every 5 minutes or something.
That's
It's
crazy.
pretty ridiculous.
Yeah. They could bring that back during beta weeks. I wouldn't mind grind it out. No, that might be overkill.
There was a WXP booster in some of this that might get it there. Yeah,
Yeah.
Call of War. Speaking of Call of War, the queues are high. I feel like the scaling rewards have brought in a lot of maybe former players, maybe newer players, but at least in our matchup, the queues are huge.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking that may get people to transfer off if the queues are that bad. But maybe within a few months, I'd say that the that would all die down. People would try to figure other times to fight.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, anytime there's a change, there's a rush of fair weather players that want to check out what happened, and they'll never be back. But
Yeah, yeah, that's true. I see a lot of PPT tags with really no comp at all, so that would make sense there. They see that the reward's been buffed, throw up a tag, and I don't know, maybe some people have been bringing their PvE guilds into this too, but yeah, I haven't seen a lot of non-world versus world guild tags. Not like commanders, but the guild names running around.
yeah, I think it's just a bunch of individuals showing up and trying to get these new rewards.
Yeah.
It is nice they're making it rewarding. That's been an ongoing complaint about World vs. World that you make so much more gold in PvE.
Oh yeah, yeah. And you have incentive to bring new players in, so growth for world versus world guilds that are trying to recruit.
Yeah, so it's a growing pains thing. I mean, we want World vs. World to be active, and sometimes things gotta get rebalanced after it gets more active. So
Yeah. And just to add this in there, if you guys would like to support Griff and I with the podcast, go ahead and check out the Buy Me a Coffee link down below. Any sort of donations greatly appreciated.
it's a fun project, but we like coffee, and any support is appreciated.
Yep.
But yeah, aside from that, the other recent big change was the balance patch.
Oh yeah, yeah, the balance patch. Some pretty significant changes to Guardian, and I like what they've added to the staff elementalist. The utility that you get from the staff Ellie is nice. Super speed from I think it's air skill 4 on the staff. And what was it? What's the new thing they added to Earth?
There's stability for
Yes.
staff transmute Earth under Earth. Yeah,
Yeah, that is really nice.
that's something pretty big. Like Ellie's never really had stability they can grant other people like that. That gives them a lot more they can do.
Yeah, you can assign like stab 1 and stab 2, and instead of it being like between the Firebrand and Dragon Hunter, you can do it between the Firebrand and Elementalist. Have your Ellie start in I don't know, Earth, grant stability through the transmute, and then go off from there.
Yeah, nice backup stability, however you want to time it in your group.
Yeah.
I like that it's kind of giving more weapon options for the Ellie too, because the dagger has been kind of the meta that everybody's been pushed to run for quite a while.
Yeah, I still really like Dagger. The thing with that is if you shouldn't be camping an attunement, but if you're gonna camp one, it should be the water attunement, and it's because you can move and angle your character to blow the healing in one direction and just follow your squad around.
To blow the healing like a bunch of bubbles or something.
ANET, we need a bubble gun. Wait, what's it called? The those guns that blow bubbles? Are those bubble guns?
Bubble guns, yeah.
Yeah, we need that. We need that as a skin.
That's a
Legendary.
skill.
Yeah. That would
Yeah,
be
I
awesome.
enjoy Staff Ellie. Like I honestly am not an Ellie enjoyer. I play it almost never, but I jumped in to try out the new staff stuff, and it plays nicely.
Yeah. When I saw the updates, as soon as the updates dropped, I brought back my staff Ellie. I've been running Dagger for the longest. I switched to staff for Weaver, but I haven't used staff on a heal tempest in a while, and it was nice. I do find myself throwing myself into water a lot, but going to the other attunements for the utility is fantastic.
Don't drown throwing yourself into that water. Boom.
Throwing my tempest into the water. Hopefully she doesn't drown.
Yeah, I like that Tempest has kind of a, you can start and camp water and do a lot of good, but as you learn it more and you are swapping attunements and transmuting, you can do extra, a lot more on top of that.
Yeah. Yeah, like there are some people who throw on the Tempest build and don't know that granting and transmuting auras will uh cleanse conditions, and it's like a total of 5, I want to say. I forgot the number, but yeah, it's something like that.
Yeah, there's so much passive stuff that happens when you do the auras.
Yeah.
That's where the big heals and cleanses are at. But
Oh yeah.
but yeah, the change to Staff Ellie is kind of like a nostalgic thing because that was the thing to play more towards the beginning. The staff heal Ellie or heal Tempest was the only thing Tempest were doing really. The big water, small water blast.
Yeah, yeah, you have like two water fields, and one of them is enormous.
Yeah.
Yeah. So throw that on the ground and just a bunch of blasts and whirls. Lots of healing.
And the other change, I guess, was really just the two changes that were significant for War vs. World, but the other one's also nostalgic too for the Guardians. They're having to charge those mantras all over again.
Yeah, it is a nice feeling to charge your mantras, but
Yeah.
it's a little rough when you forget.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard a few people say they kind of miss charging mantras. Something about the animation and just doing it feels good in some way, which I didn't expect,
Yeah.
but then you have to do it every time you wipe, every time you swap maps, and people forget all the time.
Yeah.
Pro tip though, you should set your underwater skills to mantras as well. Otherwise, you'll have to recharge them every time you take a swim.
Never thought of that. That makes so much sense.
Yeah, that helps a lot. Mesmers too, because they're mantras as well. Same
Yeah.
thing. Same as the Bloodlust and other stacking sigils. You need one on your underwater weapon.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, sometimes I wonder why my bloodlust clears the stacks, and I'm
Right.
like, okay, yeah, it's because I jumped in the water.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, there's that more powerful last charge, which is really nice. That's what I really missed about mantras when they made the big change.
Oh, and I think that's the biggest part. Yeah. So that last charge gives you a page back now. That's really big.
That's awesome. Yeah, that is big.
And I mean, it's a very new mechanic, and I'm not always conscious of it or like using it actively to get pages back, but it just happens in fights, and you have a better page flow, so you don't have to wait on getting back in books. It's pretty cool.
But is the cooldown like it was before? Because I remember the elite's last charge was pretty significant cooldown. Had a pretty significant cooldown.
I mean, the big thing is you just are then stuck without the mantra, and you have to recharge it in combat. So it's a
Okay.
trade off,
Yeah.
but yeah, fun new dynamic for the mantra usage. I think makes the Firebrand a little more fun to play, or the Mesmer. There's nobody else with mantras, right?
Uh, no, no, I don't remember. I don't think so.
Yeah, I think there was a minor change for Necro in there with the horn, but I'm not seeing too much use on that anyway in World vs. World, so it's probably not too big a deal.
Yeah, if there are any necromanes or necro enthusiasts here listening, that have a really solid argument for the what was it, Warhorn, then go ahead and throw it in the comments. Because yeah, I'm curious to see like what people do with it.
It was swapped from a Daze to a Fear, so might have some good play for Condi Necros, but I haven't really messed with it.
There is that trait that makes your fears deal damage, so it could help with that, and it's still a CC regardless.
Yeah. But yeah, those changes, I mean, that's kind of it. Like, those were the big two that really impacted World vs. World. As I mean, there was stuff for PvE, adjust this and that, but nothing that matters to us.
Yeah, yeah. I still haven't touched PvE since I started playing the game actively again. Actually, no, today I went into Dragon's End and tried to get the final lantern in the map completion thingy.
Hmm.
But yeah, that's PvE stuff. We'll just ignore that.
Not gonna lie, I'm kind of looking forward to the next living story episode, PvE stuff, whatever they want to call it this time.
Oh yeah, me too. So like, I guess we can give it a few seconds. Give a few seconds to PVE. But yeah, I guess this might be the last Living World season, and it's gonna be replaced with mini expansions or something. I don't know if I'm butchering Anet's explanation. Sorry, Anet, if I am, but that's what I kind of remember from the announcements. But yeah, I'm excited for that too.
I guess that's another big thing is the studio update. They they gave us kind of an idea of what's coming up, and that was part of it. Them talking about doing smaller expansions and more regular content. So that's,
Yeah,
I think, good things. Yeah.
yeah. Tengu when playable race Codins.
Someday.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see. The story stuff is the 28th, along with Super Adventure, another Profession Balance May 2nd, and that's the main stuff coming up.
Okay.
And, a vague mention of Reverse World updates.
It's okay. They gave us some fun stuff to play with, which I'm pretty happy with. Those I've been grinding out World versus World like crazy this past like 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, they came with that first, the scaling rewards and all that. So that's plenty to keep us happy for a while, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, man, that is significant. Like they have not. We're kind of like not fully appreciating the importance of it, but they have not changed World vs. World rewards in many years. Like this is a big deal.
Yeah. Yeah. You see, I think there are more nerfs to or changes to PvE rewards than there are World versus World because every now and then you see that they change the frequency of certain drops in PvE.
Yeah, yeah. I don't do gold per hour calculations and stuff because I barely pay attention to what goes into my bag and I barely clean out my inventory. But I'm sure somebody has or at least should and see kind of pre-change what was the gold per hour in World vs. World and what it is now.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's probably hard to get an average because World vs. World is so performance driven. Like depending on if you cap it or not, your average is going to be way different.
Yeah. I feel like if you do that, you'd need to do a conservative estimate and be like PPT very slow with only a handful of people in your squad so you're not burning through all the defenses and all of the guards because if you do that, then it's kind of skewed. No one's gonna go crazy ham with a full squad 24/7. Well, I mean, I shouldn't say no one will because I'm sure there is someone that's going to listen to this and be like, you know what? I might be able to bank off of this.
Speaking of going ham, I have been seeing people just going out of the way to obliterate Doliacs. Like that is a big one for the weekly.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes in the middle of fights, well, not when I'm in call with people, but if I'm in a pug group and a Doliac runs by and I see like other people in my squad kind of near the Doliac, I'll blink over and get a few hits in, and then run back to the fight because yeah, I need to slap those yaks.
Yeah, yeah. It's one of those where you hope people are polite and don't kill it quickly so everybody can get a tap, but half the time they just wreck it before you get
Yeah,
there.
they all want credit for it. They should increase the health of Doliacs.
Maybe, yeah.
They are a little too easy to kill. But not that easy if you're one person on a support class or yeah.
Oh, on support, hell no, yeah. But yeah, the rewards, the updates, and the roadmap, the balance patch. I guess the thing that's kind of led to, especially the scaling rewards, is a lot of queues, but a lot of guild movement. There's been quite a bit of guilds moving around, which we can talk about in our Warvis World Gossip segment.
Yes.
Cue gossipy music.
Theme song to Gossip Girls coming up.
Yes, and about the gossip, I want to have a word with all you guys. Bargain means great deal to me. Sorry, I used that one in one of the guild runs the other day, and I had to recycle it.
Man, I miss coming to the NA guild runs just for the dad jokes. Those are good. The ones that you pull up, the ones that you tell around Halloween are like usually the best too.
I wonder what it is about Halloween. That's funny.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'm just biased because Halloween's my favorite holiday. So whenever you told one of the dad jokes during the runs around Halloween, I'd be like, you know, eating it up.
I think the Mad King gets me in the mood. He's got some
Yeah.
the ultimate dad. But yeah, I mean, in terms of gossip, I guess we have to start with ourselves.
Yeah.
Our guild new has moved.
Uh, I miss Darkhaven, but at the same time, not really. Well, what it was when we left was a lot different. I'm sure it's better now. But yeah, I mean, we're with our friends, so it's fine. I like where we are now.
Yeah, it was a unique moment where kind of three of the large kind of cornerstone guilds of the server all just left, and we were left as one of the only, I guess only one other guild was kind of left at all during NA. So also a bad link, which didn't help either. So we kind of had a choice of crappy content and no teammates and no one else to run with, or make a move. And we went with the move.
Yeah, yeah, and it seemed pretty good. Besides the queues, but I want to say that's also partially the fact that uh a lot of people have just moved around. We're probably paired with another server that got a bunch of people. That and because of the rewards, we're seeing new faces. We don't know how many of these new faces are going to be retained. Turnover rate may be kind of bad. We'll see. Only time can tell at this point, though.
Yeah, there's so many variables with world versus world. You never really know what's causing what. You can just kind of theorize,
Yeah.
but yeah, now we have a lot of guilds to play with and run with during off hours. And I mean, part of our motivation for going where we was, bleh, holy crap. Part of part of our motivation for going where we did is to be with other guilds in our alliance. So
Yeah.
that's nice. We have actual allies that we'll be with in the future now together, and they join our runs, we join theirs, we work together on the same maps. It's a good feeling, more community versus being totally by ourselves.
Yeah, definitely. I think there are only a few guilds that weren't able to come over, but uh, it's fine. Alliances are probably right around the corner. And yeah, like you said, most times of the day we can find a guild squad, not our guild, but like other guilds with their comp squads running around. And yeah, a lot of the players are great, except for like a handful of trolls. I this is the first time I've actually had to block a bunch of people like all in 1 week. I think I blocked like 5 people total, and it was bad.
Yeah, I haven't found too many. I don't know what you were doing that attracted them all, but
It- it's not something I did. I wasn't saying anything.
oh no, they do pop up though. Every server seems to have a few of those, and
Yeah,
you just got to update your block list a little bit.
yeah. It's funny on Darkhaven. I almost never blocked people. Most of the people I blocked were on through PVE, like if they were cluttering map chat.
hmm
Yeah, I always forget to unblock them, but
We were on Darkhaven so long though, like we probably already blocked all the trolls 3 years ago or something.
yeah, that makes sense. I remember some people would respond to things in map chat, and I'm like, I don't know who they're talking to.
Right. People seem crazy responding to nothing because you blocked 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, some guilds move frequently, and they'll go with the wins of whatever they feel is a better matchup. But
Yeah.
we have not. We've only transferred one other time, and I've only transferred one other time in the history of the game. So this is number two.
Yeah, same. I transferred to Darkhaven to because my friend told me about you guys and yeah, wanted to run with her and because you guys moved? I moved to?
Yeah, it was kind of a big decision. I mean, of course, there's the gold cost, which I mean, the guild, worked together to support people that didn't have the gold, and
Yeah.
that can be taken care of. But there's also kind of a nostalgic thing, and maybe like other players on the server that people might know or play with during different times.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's I mean almost a bit more emotional to leave a server if you've been there for a while. For me, it was less so because I felt like everybody I knew had already left, but I know some people were a bit torn, and I mean we did lose a few members that decided to stay, and that's all right. But
Yeah. Maybe we'll see them someday on the battlefield.
yeah, yeah. In some ways, I kind of wanted to transfer before alliances hit because it's important to know who actually wants to play with the guild and who is loyal to the guild, and that's going to be their War vs. World guild. Because there'll be a lot of people that might passively play with the guild once in a while, and they don't really contribute anything, and they don't really want to stick with the guild in the future. They're just kind of there out of convenience.
That makes sense. Like if they're in two different world versus world guilds.
A lot of that, yeah. The
Yeah.
multi-guilders with split allegiance are in a point in time where they're having to actually choose.
Yeah.
That's gonna be more difficult and painful if it happens all at once when alliances happen. So it's kind of good for people to get their stuff sorted out and figure out that they actually have to be in one guild, and that's going to be the guild that counts.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I mean, the heavy world versus worlders get around that with the alt accounts. They'll just have an extra account to play with some other guild specifically, and then play with their other guild for most of the stuff.
Yeah, that always works. Like the alts that I literally never touch now. They each have a dragon hunter and a scourge.
Yeah, the main stuff you play. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. There was a point in time everybody with the Amazon Prime account got a free Guild Wars 2 account. So I do have an alt running around, but I don't really use it.
God dang.
But I mean, you can also just get a free to play account and
Yeah.
work on that if you don't care about not having a mount, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, I think only one of my alts. Wait, no, I think I bought the Heart of Thorns expansion on one alt and then Heart of Thorns and Path of Fire on the one I it's technically my wife's account that has those, but she never plays, unfortunately.
One day.
One day.
But yeah, that was really just our move. And we were one of many guilds that took advantage of the price changes in the situation to move around.
Yeah.
Yeah, NSP had some big changes. Dragon Brand had some big changes. Darkhaven, where we left, had some guilds go in after we left, although they're a bit more spicy, so I don't know if it would have worked out anyway.
I know at least one of them I worked really well with, like side card with each other, but not sure about the others.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to find a guild to work with nowadays. Like if there's two guilds in one fight, most of the time, I don't know about most of the time, but a lot of the time they're going to get their timing off, and one of them's going to want to push premature, or the other one is not ready to push when the first one is, and it just doesn't work out as well.
Yeah. I kind of wish Discord had like a way to for commanders to communicate with other commanders just like real quick. I think TeamSpeak had something like that, but I don't know.
Yeah, good old CComs, Commander Comms. That was,
Yeah.
and I mean, you can still do that if you have a TeamSpeak server. You just have the commanders get into TeamSpeak and also have Discord open.
Yeah.
But who actually uses TeamSpeak anymore?
Yeah. I had it to because I think Darkhaven had a TeamSpeak or something, but I deleted it a while back.
Yeah, I had it still for playing with one guild on Darkhaven every once in a while that uses it, but
Yeah.
they're gone and we're gone, so I don't really need it.
Yeah.
But if we didn't mention it, we're now on Gates of Madness. So if you guys are looking to come find us or looking to fight us, that's where we are.
Yeah. I know a few people have asked what server we moved to just so that they can move over, and I was like, "Oh, that's cool." I guess they ran with us sometimes, but they didn't have enough guild slots. Maybe they were full of PvE guilds or something. I don't know.
Honestly, there's people that have popped up and transferred and are now playing with us that I haven't seen active in quite some time. Like, I feel like for some people, the transfer was exciting and new and kind of reinvigorated their World vs. World spirit or something.
It could be. Uh, like they were tired of other people on the server or something. Maybe they got scared off by a troll.
Yeah, or just burn out of the same people, same activity all the time.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, different servers have different cultures and different priorities and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, the Gates of Madness is pretty cool. It's a friendly community, really. I mean, yeah, a couple of trolls you mentioned, but all the tags and all the guilds have been pretty nice.
Yeah, yeah, I've liked all the tags I've run with so far.
Yeah, hoping for a good relink so some of the queues ease up, but otherwise, no complaints.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll be nice. When I heard about the like every single map is queued out problem, that's wild.
Yeah, I mean, I know there's a lot of guilds in our time zone on the server, but I mean, like, it's hard to tell if that's what it is or if it's the increase of random pugs because of the rewards. So
Yeah.
hopefully, hopefully it balances out.
Yeah.
Because one of the other bits of gossip is that the one remaining actual guild that runs as a fight guild on Maguma also came over to Gates of Madness.
Oh wow. Okay.
They were the only ones that there were actually to fight when we were against Maguma, and now they're with us. So Maguma now is 100% Evil Cloud, nothing guild-wise.
Damn. Do they run during NA?
They do, but it actually is kind of on days we don't run, so it
Okay.
balances out pretty well. Yeah.
Okay.
There was also a certain commander who is infamous, whose name rhymes with who has quite an interesting occurrence. They pushed their server IOJ all the way up to tier 1 and would now be fighting Maguma on reset. And instead of that, they opted to transfer their whole guild off and go back to the bottom.
That is wild. Oh my god.
Pretty hilarious.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm
that's
sure
hilarious.
I'm sure there's other motivations there, but it's pretty funny. Like,
They probably were planning on it, and they're like, you know what? Just before we move, let's do this.
yeah.
That's awesome.
And kind of looking forward, I mean, upcoming, I'm not sure what we have. Like, they're mentioning, vague World vs. World updates, which I hope is just back on restructuring. They did their little QOL, quality of life reward stuff. So
Yeah.
bring on the restructuring, please.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. Like 100%.
Well, if you guys have any topic ideas or any questions you want to submit in the comments, we'd appreciate if you guys like and subscribe so we can get this content out to more people. And we need some new ideas for new episodes, because I think this might have been all of our new World vs. World stuff for a little while, so we'll have to get back to some different topics.
Yeah, if you guys have any requests for future podcast topics, that would be greatly appreciated. Yeah, we've had requests for certain guest speakers, which are being considered. Nothing's set in stone yet. We haven't reached out to anyone yet either. But yeah, so any suggestions for people we can interview too, or just have on the podcast, feel free to drop a name down below.
All right, well, until next time, saying goodbye from the State of the Mist podcast studio, I'm Criff.
And I'm Salamander.
And thanks for listening.
We'll catch you next time.